Hello.
Hola.
Today,
Hoy.
we are reading personal statements. How we
Vamos
got
a
into
leer.
Cal. Fucking bilingual. Alright, so this is number 2. Every person has a creative side.
I don't know how to say it in Spanish.
Describe how you express your creative side. So pretty much, I obviously have to do 4 to get in. So we're going to read 2 of each. So, it accumulates to 4. So here it goes. This is how we got into Cal. Because...
I think I'm about to say a scary story right now.
Ready?
Yeah.
My voice is gone too, guys, by the way. And I read fast as fuck. So, my creative side is my ability to understand the unique cultures and language of English and Spanish. Latin cuisine, traditions, and its language are my roots, but I am bicultural, though. I remember when I wrote this, because I grew up in Los Angeles. My upbringing and schooling empowers me to understand the nuances of California, the U.S., and Latin America. This understanding of several cultures gives me an extra awareness and appreciation to other cultures and their richness. See, I didn't write this.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. My capacity to understand and be literate within both languages has helped my family on several occasions. As my Spanish literate parents adapted to the U.S., their English language lacked competency. As early as 10, I became their mediator. I held the responsibility of translating their concerns and ideas into a language of freedom, their modern-day Google Translate. I helped my mother with her Rosetta Stones, teaching her about grammar, infinitives, and prepositions. I gave aid to my father interpreting his contracts and explaining the metric system. I helped my brothers in homework from math, social studies to Common Core grammar. By 12, I spoke on behalf of my parents at parent conferences, meetings, and public events. With my bilingual ability, I am able to understand cultures differently. I see the bigger picture. I embrace all cultures and I do my best to appreciate each for their unique aspects. As the world becomes more global, I believe my bilingual ability gives me an extra awareness needed to flourish in a pluralistic society. I am able to travel to many countries such as Mexico and throughout Latin America and understand their traditions and embrace the fact that knowing their language opens many doors. I am not someone who is closed-minded toward other languages and cultures. Rather, with my bilingual skills, I understand how diversity is truly a virtue that creates beauty and uniqueness around the globe. I'm always looking for opportunities and believe in my bilingual ability gives me an extra edge to flourish in the modern world. And I'm doing global studies, so I think that was...
Alright, well, that was good. I mean, you're going to Berkeley, which is very diverse, somewhat diverse.
We're just trying to diversify it.
Trying to diversify it. Why'd you choose that one? Or bilingual? Because a lot of people are bilingual, no?
Yeah. But bilingual in what? Yeah, you have a bunch of Asians and they're bilingual in their own native language, but that's 50% of the campus. So it's I have bilingual on my own, right? There's 10% of Hispanics here. So it's just
True. Alright, is it my turn?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I did number 5. Oh, shit. Alright. Yeah, so this one's described the most significant challenge you have faced, steps you have taken to overcome this challenge, and how has this challenge affected your academic achievement. Alright. When I'd walk into a gasoline station asking for cigarettes, the cashier would look at me with judgmental eyes and ask me to leave. I'd walk out of the store, into the undercover car, and tell my relieved officers it was a no sale. They'd check off the store on the list and take me to the next convenience store, as I swallowed the racist remarks and tried to ignore the cold shoulders from the people in line. I had to maintain a job to cover my expenses as a student. Any sort of luxuries in my household are rare. Using the resources around me, Youth Employment Services offered me a job that would teach me more about myself than I expected. The Stop Tobacco Access to Kids Enforcement, STAKE, Act detectives would drive me all over Orange County, in some Los Angeles and San Diego locations, and we'd walk into a variety of family-owned stores. Santa Ana was the city I hated the most to work in, because it was filled with Latino people who mirror my family. The Spanish-speaking owners would welcome me to their store, giving me disappointed looks when I asked for a Camel Blue. I'd tell them thank you in English, then walk out of the store. Spanish, a skill my detectives warned me not to use. I wish I could tell them the person behind me was a police officer who was paying me to do this. I have not fallen through the cracks. I have not ignored the culture that I was raised in, which is the reason I continue to participate in the program. I used every experience, positive or negative, as fuel to push me through rigorous classes and prevent children from ever getting their hands on a cigarette pack. In the future, I plan to go back to the family-owned stores with enough knowledge and education to be able to help their business flourish, so their children won't have to endure jobs like I had to.
Fuck, you really are a snitch. Fuck.
What the fuck?
Fuck. Exposing the mom and
Nah.
pops.
No. Look at the impact I'm leaving.
Fuck. Humble yourself.
No.
Wait, so they just like told you to go buy cigarettes? How'd you buy them if you were underage?
What do you mean? No, that was my job to check if they would sell them to me.
Right, but like.
So I'd show them my
okay.
ID. I'd be like, oh, here's my ID. And it wasn't my real ID. And then they'd see it, and then they'd be like, okay, 2000, 2018. I was like, fool, like, are you fucking serious right now?
Yeah, like,
Easy as math.
Did it work?
So yeah, they'd sell to me. They'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, whatever. And then
and what would the cop do behind you? Like, would they like stop or they would just like?
no. The transaction had to happen, but then we both had to memorize everything about the person, like if they had piercings, tattoos, if it was male or female, their name,
Wait,
they
how'd
had
you get their name?
glasses.
You would ask.
I would know their name tag. Fuck.
But like most mom and pops, just like low key people, just
Yeah.
so like what happened in that situation? You'd be like, hey, what's your name by the way?
No, I should know because I'd be suspicious. I'd just walk out.
So what would the cop do? Nothing? Just like no.
Yeah, just see. Basically, the cop was only there like if the cashier would get aggressive, then she'd be like, "Hey, it's a test, you pass." Like, chill.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But he would be undercover, right? So it would be just like a normal guy.
Yeah.
But you have
But
the badge.
I'd have like a body wire and like
Fuck, you're wired?
yeah,
Fucking snitch.
and then sometimes the detectives had like cameras in their purse or like in their little, and like the guys would take like satchels or some shit, like a little briefcase, like if they were lawyers. Yeah.
Now, how'd you come across that?
Through YES, which is Youth Employment Services. It's like this nonprofit that offers teenagers jobs.
That's dope.
And so I went there and I was like, I want the hardest job. Give me the hardest job. And yeah.
I don't feel like, oh my god.
Edit this out.
I'm gonna have to now. What's up?
Oh,
We're busy.
Don't mind you to send the pictures you took earlier.
Oh, okay.
I know you're right there, that was weird.
Fucking don't read your personal statements. I'm Nisle. I get high.
Okay, hi. That's my pen. That has nothing in it.
Fuck, stop dragging her.
Yeah.
Alright. So this is number. Alright. I'm fucking back. This is number. I'm reading this a little slower because other one I breezed through it.
Why do you keep on laughing?
What would you say? Cause I remember myself writing that and I was like, fuck. I was so dramatic. Like it's when like you look back at your old tweets and you're like, what the fuck's wrong?
Yeah,
What the fuck's wrong with me? But it got me in. So, what would you say is your greatest talent or skill? Okay. So, my greatest talent. This isn't my stage, so kind of long. Or my gray hairs. So I have gray hairs. I don't think. Can you see it in the camera? No. Huh?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I have gray hairs, and people used to make fun of me because of those. And you'll hear a story. It's only 250 words, so like
Yeah.
you can't really say much.
I know, but yeah.
Okay. The greatest talent of mine are my gray hairs. As early as I can enunciate my ABCs, my hair started going gray. I'm so fucking extra.
I like it though.
It traveled from the depths of the aged and wise and planted itself in my straight black strands of my head. Little did I know.
Why are you laughing?
Little did I know. The gradual graying of my hair would be a blessing, even though it felt like a plague. I was bullied, laughed at, and questioned about my graying hair. Many believed that I had anxiety issues. Others assumed that I had a pre-existing condition which stemmed from the size of my husky pants. I gained names such as old man, grandpa, and ancestor. I assumed those names were in good faith, but as a boy and now realized what gray hair signified, I was trenched. I've always been on the heavier side, and I've always been picked on, but the concept of bullying due to my gray hairs weighed on my morale. Ironically enough, the color of purity led me to understand that the world is not so pure. The white pigmentation did not serve as a basis to stand out or to be odd. It served as an inspiration. That's a typo. Oh fuck. As an inspiration to obtain talent. The talent that nurtured me to understand that others share different opinions. At a young age, I began to notice that the world is sometimes cruel. As implied those who bullied me, my gray hairs made me older. Little did they know, older in wisdom.
Wow.
There was a typo, and I still got in. So there's hope. Served as an inspiration. But yeah.
You never dyed your hair?
No.
Like, no? You were like, I'm over this shit, like I'm gonna dye it right now.
I always thought it was like gay to do so.
Oh, okay.
And in LA, it's like, especially in traditional families, it's like you don't want to be seen as gay because then you'll get like roasted.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that I was homophobic. It was just that like it's like the traditional culture that you don't want to like be like nagged on at like family events. So it's just like I know because my cousins will get like their like what do you call those like stripes? Not stripes. What do you call those? What you want?
Highlight?
Highlights. They would get highlights. And they'll like make fun of them because they'll be like blonde highlights. It wouldn't look bad. But it's just like they would make fun of them like it is hoto and all that. So it was just like I wouldn't even want to do that just with black hair. You know, just make my hair go black.
So you'd rather go through
what
being called like grandpa and all that.
Well, yeah, because that was earlier like in my life, and then it's like once I got older, people thought I was stressed. So like fuck, you're stressing, and they wouldn't make fun of me like you fucking grandpa. There was a lot when I was younger, and everybody had like fucking luscious ass black hair or like. You know, they were popping. I'm just kind of with my gray dying hair, like fuck. But then people caught on, and this was inspired. I told you this was inspired by one of my homegirls. One day in high school, she was like, somebody was not making fun of me, but they're like, "Damn, you stress a lot, huh?" And she was like, "Oh no, they're just his wisdom hairs." And I kind of used the word of wisdom and kind of wrapped it with white. You know, Albert Einstein with his wisdom hairs. I forgot what quote he used, but like, I flipped it. I was like, "Fuck you guys." Cow.
Wow. Very inspirational.
Goodbye.
Was it my turn? Alright. So I did number 7. And it's like, what have you done to make your school or community a better place? Right. After the 2016 election, I would listen to the radio on my way to school and hear interviews of Latino children crying. They feared deportation, and I wondered if my undocumented classmates feared it too. During my ASB meeting, I presented the potential problem our school had and suggested we carry out an idea from our summer camp, International Week. In the span of 5 school days, students have the opportunities to showcase their cultures with the rest of the school. It was an event I had seen other schools put together and one I wanted to execute in a time where cultures seem most vulnerable. After weeks of planning, I would set up a table in front of the senior quad, connected the speaker, and plugged in my phone that was filled with music from different parts of the world. Day by day during lunch, a different piece of Costa Mesa was brought into our senior quad. With the microphone in my hand, I proudly presented the Pacific Islanders, Asian Club, Black Student Union, and Latino Culture Club. I would then race to the front row of spectators to videotape their performance, many of them friends that were doing it as a favor to me. I later posted the videos on social media to display my school's hidden talent. I hoped other schools would follow my example. For LCC, I was overwhelmed with people who took the initiative to display different parts of our everyday lives as Latinos. A senior decided to choreograph a salsa dance, forcing many people out of their comfort zone, including myself. On the Latino Day, our nervous bodies moved as one, the rhythm a language we knew well. Another person was part of a mariachi band, yes, Lee, bringing live music many had never seen, heard. My sister, who started LCC in 2010, donated horchata and was proud that her brother was continuing her legacy. International Week was the first time my school didn't just focus on sports or academics, but something anyone can relate to, becoming my most valuable legacy.
Oh my wow. Wait, so that was senior year?
That was sophomore year.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, because it was 2016. After the 2016
Oh
election.
shit.
You know, I was like very
Oh,
careful
yeah.
that I didn't say Trump, because I was like, fuck, like what if they're like low-key Trump supporters? So I just said after the 2016 election.
Well, you never know because like here it's very not liberal. There's like a huge like misconception that's very liberal.
Yeah. One low-key, there's like
It's very very.
racist fraternities.
Yeah, no, yeah, and not even that. Just like the staff too. It's very, I guess, traditional. I guess traditional liberal. I don't know how to explain it. It wouldn't be like a progressive. I don't see him as progressive. I see him more. I feel like it's their prestige too. They don't really. They care more so about the corporate.
Maybe because like they feel like we're part of like the affirmative action and like we're making Berkeley look bad, you know, because maybe some of us didn't work as hard, blah blah blah. That they're doing it out of like sympathy.
Yeah, and that's like the thing. I want to hit on this note too because like probably people are seeing this to hopefully get into Cal or like, if you apply to UCs, you really want to get into UCLA or Cal, you know, that's like our two Ivy Leagues that are in California.
But then again, like names It
doesn't matter.
Like UC Davis, like I have a friend. She was the smartest. Like she was like the smartest girl in our class, like one of the smartest. And she went to UC Davis because that's like the #1 best school to get into.
I was gonna go there too.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it all depends on your major. You
right.
know?
Like,
but like, there's a lot of us that don't know what we want to do, so we need that name to like make something of ourselves.
Because Davis is #1 in biology in the whole nation.
Yeah.
So it's like right here, we might have like a competitive at MCB, but they are just fucking popping, you know?
Yeah.
Way better than any like Ivy League. So it's just different things. And the thing about Cal and UCLA too, they're both research schools. So like that's the thing I didn't know about. The difference between a research school and like a liberal arts school or like a public university. They've really focused research, so every professor you're gonna have, they're doing their research or they have done their research. So it's like they're not actual teachers; they're just people that are really knowledgeable in their like education. Like someone like Chua, like he wasn't a teacher like by virtue. He was someone that kept exploring his whatever he concentrates on. He told me before, I forgot, or religion, theology. He did his research, like he wrote papers, he got published, and then Cal saw it and like, you know what, you can teach an ethics studies course because of that. He's not an actual teacher though. That's why Cal and UCLA are so profound. Because these teachers don't want to like do what they did in high school where they sit you in chairs like, you know what, you're going to like do this and like memorize this. No, they really want you to produce knowledge, and they really, that's like the biggest emphasis. So like the biggest thing I think to elaborate on isn't like colleges and like high school, and I know people are gonna be watching this to like hopefully get into like big schools or just like UCs in general. So I guess like, you know what we should do? We should tell them like what we did in the sense that like to give them some context of our grade average and even our test scores.
Oh,
I had
shit.
super low test scores.
I did too.
Like super low, and it's like, you know.
Like SAT doesn't. SAT was the only thing that fucked me over. I feel, like if in terms of like application, like that was the only thing that people were probably like, what is this, you know? But everything else, like my grade, like my GPA and my community service, extracurricular, AP classes, like all of that was good. So.
And that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And even,
They should just take the SAT out. I don't know what the fuck point is for the SAT. Like, what does that reveal?
how fortunate you were to, because SAT doesn't really examine your intelligence. It examines like skills you're taught in school by good schools, but good well-funded schools. And it's like if you're not well-funded, you're gonna have to search for programs, and it's like they can't really
But
emulate.
that's expensive.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it really hinders like low, like it hinders like minorities to do good on SATs because it's like it's really a race test. That's what, or an ethnicity test. I'm sorry, Dr. Chua, where it really emphasizes.
Dr. Chua plug.
He really is. That's the GOAT. But it's like minorities do significantly worse because their schools they go to are really low funded, and it's like those low funded schools can't teach you the traits that are really heavily examined in SAT compared to like other like affluent schools. So that's one thing to keep in mind. SAT, even Berkeley scholars, like in the summer I was in research class. Berkeley scholars themselves, like the vice chancellor from like 20 years ago, he was like, yeah. It doesn't really examine your intelligence because intelligence is artificial and it's not innate. So it's like it can easily change, and they really they want you to like create a community here to make an impact. Really, all they want you here to do is to produce more money for them. I think that's the biggest thing. Cal is they want researchers to become rich in the future so they can fund them, or fucking scholars that go on to do their own research that are really well funded and well published and gain awards so like Berkeley can get more recognition. And then that's pretty much what they expect of scholars that don't go to Haas and don't go to law school or any professional school. So if you don't go to a law, medical, or business school, you're kind of expected to be a producer of knowledge. You're expected to go and do your own research in whatever you major in. And it's like here, when we apply for a major, like chances are there's a really slim chance you don't get in because like they accept an abundant amount of students, but then the majors are really confined and compact. So it's like, let's say you want to do computer science. I don't know their acceptance rate, but I'm assuming it's really low because it's really, really hard program to get in because you need to have like a perfect fucking GPA. And in college GPAs and like high school where it's easily attainable, it's really, really hard to obtain. So and then you want to keep like your social life in check too, You kind of feel isolated here once you come for the first couple of years, even if you're a transfer. So it's like, you're in a new city. Berkeley isn't the prettiest of cities. It's a lot of homelessness, and that's nothing to be wrong with homeless people. It's just, it's a culture shock to everyone because once more, they're considered to be very liberal, but it's very traditional in a very liberal sense. And they're also, it's a big C. So I don't know how to much to explain it. I don't know if you have anything else for the past 3 weeks.
it's mainly what you make of it. Like, I know there's some people that are very lonely right now in their dorms, like not knowing how to make friends, not knowing how to socialize. And there's like casa where like we're always like thriving and like getting lit and like doing a bunch of shit. So like you just have to surround yourself with people you know that are gonna have a similar mindset like you. You know?
Yeah, I think it comes naturally too. People can't force, like, finding friends that are gonna make you better, or just like.
No, you have to force yourself. Like, if no.
No, no.
That's the number one thing. Like, you have to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, they're not
You
gonna
know?
fucking follow you like in your bubble. Like, oh, they're gonna come to your room like let's be best friends. But it's
Yeah, because, like, coming into college, I was like, nah, I'm not going to be, like, social. I'm not going to be loud. I'm just going to, like, go to school and that's it. You know? But, like, having that support system is very important because that's how you network.
It is,
that's how,
yeah.
like, you
That's
find, like, what study sessions work for you, what study habits. Like, it's like, I keep asking, like, everyone around, like, how do you study? How do you, like, get shit going, you know? Because, like, right now, like, in high school, it wasn't easy, but it was simple. It was like, do this and then do this.
Yeah.
And then that's it. But now, here, it's like, okay, you're going to read a lot of this, but you're going to, like, have to analyze everything and make it work, make it plug into this. And it's like, what the fuck? You have to, like, actually think about shit. And you have to learn, you know? Because, like, in high school, you can learn something, and then next semester, it's, like, gone, you know? But here, it's like, you always have to be, like, on the grind.
Yeah,
It's a
right
lot.
here, greatness is, expected. So
Yeah.
it's just, they expect you to be great. That's like, you being complacent is you being better than everybody else. That's the mindset here. It's very cutthroat, even though they say it's not. It's very, very cutthroat. So it's,
I haven't.
well, it's not
I haven't
cutthroat. People
encountered
want to, like, fuck you over because people will help you and people are humble because we're all kind of going through the same boat. But people are going hard, and that's what I meant by cutthroat. Everybody's trying their best because everybody thinks they're the best, which is a good mindset to have. So you're gonna, I guess the biggest thing is if you do good, get into a big school like Ivy League. It doesn't have to be Cal or just a big public school in general. Don't compare yourself because that's gonna lead you to even more tormentation within your own head. You're gonna feel even more isolated because you're comparing yourself to other people's study habits. You have to find out what works for you. It's gonna come naturally. That's obviously you can try. You're supposed to try different things so you can know which works. You can't just stay in your room and just expect that you're gonna learn in your fucking bed, because that's not really efficient. So, go out there and adventure, and it's all gonna come naturally. Like obviously, step out of your comfort zone. If you feel awkward, that's how you know you're growing. In my opinion, even at Cal, and it's once more like Manny said. You're gonna have to learn, and it's gonna get very hard because you never learned that way before. They're gonna challenge you, and then plus learning on that, you feel stressed because you don't feel like you're learning as fast paced as other people.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to balance your social life, and you're gonna have to balance everything because you're an adult now.
You're in class, and then people say shit, and you're like, what? Like, where do they get that shit from? And it's like you see the level of education other people got and you got, and it's different. And so, but at the end of the day, like y'all are going to the same school, to the same class, and that's like wild to think that they had more opportunities, more resources, yet y'all still ended up at the same spot.
And that's if you did, there's nothing wrong if you like had the privilege to certain occasions, because I don't know who's watching this, but yeah, especially for minorities, I think it's a big kind of eye opener to see how we really made it. Especially, I remember when I was applying, I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna get into any big schools.
Me too.
And then
because of my SAT, I was like,
I got a 1050.
I got a little higher.
See, but it was low.
Yeah.
Like really low, especially the Cal level. Because if we go ask out right now, maybe not casa, but like if we go ask like upstairs, we'll go up to like 1400s.
Fuck,
And
downgrading casa.
No, I'm not. It's just because like you said it. It's like people here are holistic students. They've gone through so much, and they put in personal statements that they want these type of students because they know they have the fortitude to be these great scholars. Someone like Magdalena, we saw today, right?
Yeah.
But it's like people upstairs. They're just people that are really nurtured really well, and that's not to belittle them because maybe they have their own stories, and I'm sure they do. But it's sometimes for us, especially here in Casa, because we're in a theme house, which is all Hispanics, and it turned out to be all Mexicans except one. Where's he from? Panama.
Yeah.
One Panamanian. It's like we've all been through it, so it's. I forgot. I actually lost my train of thought. But yeah.
Yeah, and then you go through like the imposter syndrome.
I haven't
Like-
gone. Yeah, have you gone through that?
Yes. I always think like, why the fuck am I here? Like, I should have just gone to community college, then to maybe like Cal State, stayed local. I don't know, just because like it's like UC Berkeley. They always tell you like it's so competitive, #1 public university in the world. Blah blah blah. They tell you all this shit to make it seem like it's like the best thing in the world. So it's like, damn, like if it's the best thing, like why am I here? You know? And then like you compare yourself. It's like a natural thing. You're always gonna compare yourself with others. So you just have to have that mindset that's like, no, you have to know your own value. You have to know like how to not belittle yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and for those of you that don't know, imposter syndrome is like where you feel like you don't belong because you feel like you snuck your way in and that your application was a mistake.
Yeah.
And you get a lot in Casa of that people are like, no, I didn't get in, you know? And
Yeah.
Like, and then I feel like it always hits me. It's like, damn, we all go to Berkeley. We all got accepted. We're all so different. We're all so like loud and like
It feels-
professional.
yeah.
Because like if you go to like I went to Columbia, I toured Columbia, and they were like so like cutthroat, like all about education. Like they were like, okay, I'm reading this book. What about this? Like it was a lot, and they weren't talking about socializing. They weren't talking about like going out in the city. And it's like fucking New York, you know?
Yeah, like they have the whole city to them.
Yeah, and they were like, no, like the admission counselors were like, no, we don't usually go out.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, we are always like in here in our own little city, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I told my sister, I was like, we need to get out. I don't like this. Like it was a bad aura, you know?
Yeah, let's think about Cal. I think Cal's very well rounded. That's just Cal's a good school. It's like well rounded in every aspect. Like sports, we're not dominant, but we're like the worst with the best. So like we're still good, and it's like socially there's so many things to go on. Like Greek life is popping. Sometimes there's a lot of stories, but that's besides the point. And even academic wise, we're always thriving. So it's like it's very well rounded. One thing is the campus is really nasty. I don't know how Columbia was. I don't know if it was like.
It was nice.
Yeah, I mean.
I haven't been. I like seeing campus. It was like alright, cause we're mostly on FPF, so that's like fall program for freshmen.
Oh yeah.
And that's like for one semester you get to have like classes that are like
It's a liberal arts
12 students, or like I think my biggest is like 30 students. How big is ethnic studies?
Like 60.
Oh okay, then that's
Yeah.
okay, but that's still small
It's
compared
really
to like
small.
a chem
Bio
class
Calc
that's
is-
like 500.
No, the CS1 has like 1,000 kids.
Oh shit.
Remember that auditorium we saw Bear packed in? They have a class in there. And it gets filled up.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And the teacher, he's like nonchalant about it. Like he teaches on the stage, no fear at all. He's used to those 1,000 like people class. And that's just to show how packed, like majors are. How cutthroat
Yeah.
people will be. They will fucking.
Yeah, and then you face the bell-shaped curve, and it's like only one person can get a certain grade. And that's more in the sciences, huh?
Yeah, they.
Bell-shaped curve?
Well, what's your definition? Because I remember I read a whole last paper on the bell curve. And, like the myth of it.
It exists in the
Right, there's a bunch of people.
like in
I know what a bell curve is.
social sciences, you won't face that.
But what does that mean? Like, I know bell curve is pretty much like, so a bell curve is like that. So it's symmetric. I did stats in summer, so it's like, and I know the chunk of middle is just average. It's just a bunch of people in the average. So it's mostly white dominated, and then like you start going down and it start going more minorities. But I don't know what you mean by that. That it's only a few number of people that are.
Yeah, there's only like there can only be like 1% that gets an A, or like 3 people that get a certain percentage that get an A, a certain percentage that can get a B,
Oh, that's what
and
you
then
mean.
the rest is C and D. And then,
Oh, like it's already predetermined.
yeah.
Okay. There's myths about that. I know like some teachers will clarify it, but it's. I remember in my stats class we asked the same question and the teacher's like, no, if you get an A, you really get it. Like most classes, if you deserve an A, you'll get an A. But I think in some STEM classes, I've heard some rumors like teachers like, oh yeah, only this % amount can get an A because they don't want to belittle their own standing. Cause like, but most times it's not. If you're not a professor, yeah, you'll be like an associate professor. There's a huge ass ranks of professors here at Berkeley. So like the biggest is tenured. So tenured, you're making like 6 digits going up to 300,000 a year. So they get paid a lot, and then plus your research, all that. So to be tenure, you have to be a very like noticeable and like noble researcher. But these professors, the more prestige they have, the more like they won't care about their students. So when you have like 1,000 lecture class by like a tenured professor, and most of the not tenures won't even do 1,000 fucking student classes. When you have like what do you call those seminars with a tenured professor, those classes are really like cutthroat, even within the professor. So it always feels like you're always on the back foot because undergraduates have such little like prestige in research university because they really emphasize on graduates and then just their master programs because there's a shit ton of schools like that, colleges here in the university. So you feel like you're always on a, like fighting from a back leg, but honestly, just find a community, just find yourself and just thrive. I think that's the biggest thing. When people overthink things, it's like, you know what, they see themselves in a structure like, fuck, I'm not gonna make it. We're all, in a sense, at the bottom of the hierarchy right now, but it's your ambition to get up there.
It's like high school again, like freshman year, high school. Like
A lot different though, because that was a social hierarchy. That was more so like popularity. And then with popularity brings prestige. Here, prestige comes with your work.
yeah.
Because high school people didn't really care if you were smart. Oh, and they determine smart by your grade average. They're like, oh yeah, you're so smart. You have like a 4.3. It's just like, okay. Yeah, it's
Okay, but you went to a private school.
okay.
Is that different? Do you think?
What do you mean?
Like, your experiences are probably different.
Well, no, we're all minorities in the private school. It was like a black dominated private school, and it wasn't. We were super. Unit 2 was saying how we were so trash. That's because we're super like low funded. We don't have any funds, so we always struggle to make ends meet. So it's like we're always like there's never consistent teachers like staff there because people are always moving because like pay cuts and shit. So it's always a hassle to thrive in that school. But it's like it's very small. That's the only thing. Kids don't leave because when teachers go, tuition lowers. So like I guess parents are like fuck it, let's stay here. So it's not much different in the public school. Even just the numbers is the only thing that is really different. Especially in regards to my case, some private schools really have like good programs and they're really affluent. I know some private schools in LA were really good. And then you'll see more acceptance letters for Berkeley in those schools compared to ours. And the only people that got in were my valedictorian and me. So it's just like fuck.
In your school?
Mm-hmm.
What? That's fucking wild.
They all thought we were dating. It's fucking weird.
Wait, did she go here?
Yeah. She lives in Blackwell. You would know.
I guess so.
Fucking Blackwell. But yeah, I used to hate watching these videos. Cause I used to watch these videos, like people reading their essays. I used to get super anxious. Like fuck.
Yeah. Just
Stop watching.
don't
these videos.
stress.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Don't watch those videos because
Yeah,
there's a lot of
stop
videos that
watching.
are like, "Fuck Berkeley." The reason why I dropped out of Berkeley.
Oh, I have that little white guy.
It pisses me
Yeah.
off. It's like, dude, your experiences are different, and teenagers are so like easily swayed.
Oh yeah.
If you tell them anything, they'll believe anything. So it's like, y'all have to watch out for that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, we could have made up those personal statements to be lies. What if we're not even at Berkeley right now?
Damn.
We're just in our room.
It's a fucking garage. We bought all this shit.
Yeah. Fuck.
Low key.
Low key, if this like makes it, we should just like rent out a studio and make it like a dorm. That'll be our background for every video.
Wow.
We're gonna be the next Facebook. We should have a site for podcast.
What would it be called?
Fuck, we're making a company right now. See, we don't even need to be in Haas.
Dude. Oh, so Haas is like a competitive business school.
Oh, it's so nasty. But it's good. It's just nasty because it's really, really cutthroat. Like
Cutthroat to the max.
yeah, they'll fucking slice your shit.
Yeah, like it's so competitive. So you have to get into Berkeley and then after 2 years apply to Haas. That's
Yeah.
how like. That's crazy.
And that's a whole ass challenge.
Like,
It's-
who's gonna do Haas? Josue's gonna do Haas.
Natalia.
Natalia. Who's that chick? The one that always goes home.
Iliana.
Jay. I don't know.
Casa?
I don't know. There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of pre-Haas people. And they walk around like they're the shit.
And then there's fucking Melissa that's like, I'm double majoring in global studies and
And
what'd she say?
I'm going into Haas, I'm doing global studies, I want to do pre-law, I'm doing pre-med.
And I'm gonna minor in human rights law. I wanted to slap the shit out of her. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're making us look bad. Because everybody's like, oh, poli-sci.
Yeah,
Uh,
poli-sci.
Yeah. Dude, that's like one of the first questions. When people meet you here, they're like, okay, what's your name?
Where are you from?
Where are you from? What's your major? Where do you live?
Live in like the units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
And usually conversation spurs like that, so like usually your name doesn't really cause much emotion unless you guys share
no,
the name.
no one remembers your name.
Yeah,
Like,
it
I mean,
really, yeah.
I don't even listen to people's name. It's like
I blink out.
I know.
It's their city
It's
that I
like,
listen to.
what'd you say? That doesn't matter. What's your major? Are you like?
Not
What am
even
I
the
gonna
major.
get?
I don't care about the major. I care where they're from, like region-wise, and then where they're from here, like which unit. In my personal opinion, I don't care what they're majoring in. Unless they're like some big ass like, oh, I'm doing computer science, fucking pre-med, and I'm going to Haas. So it's just like, oh fuck. You can't
Fucking
get.
Evelyn, she's like, yeah, I'm pre-med. I'm doing political science.
Oh, it's
Like,
'cause
what the
she
fuck?
wanted to do like Doctors Without Borders, so she wanted like to do pre-med, but to go in the law aspect of it.
And then one day she was like,
I'm
you
done
know-
pre-med.
Like,
I
yeah.
remember. That was so fucking funny. Wait, what are you doing? You should tell. We haven't told them what we're doing.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm majoring in ISF,
Wait, what is that?
interdisciplinary studies. So I don't want to do political science. I don't know if I'm gonna
We're both pre-law, right?
vibe with that. Yeah, so I'm pre-law, but interdisciplinary studies is like it takes like political science, psychology, sociology. It takes a lot of shit and puts it into one, and it makes you build your own major. So you can take classes out of all those branches, and make your own little pathway. And then I'm gonna minor in human rights law, or something to that. But yeah, law school's right now the end goal.
Yeah, me too. I want to do law school. Hopefully, go back to LA for law school, but everything's so expensive that hopefully I'll go wherever like the money talks. Law school is law school. Yeah, so we're gonna take the same LSAT and hopefully get the same bar. So it's just wherever you go. But I'm doing global studies probably because it's an accumulation of either, I guess, poli-sci and just cultural studies, but it specifies on a certain region. So I speak Spanish, so it really focuses on which language you speak. So I'm gonna take French for these next, I guess, 7 semesters, just so I can focus on Europe and then just have I can pass the Spanish literacy test probably with ease, so I can focus on Latin America and Europe on 2 regions where I focus on a political, cultural kind of law, and obviously the domestic law is going to be like embedded into all law, and then I do that. I kind of want to take a more humane side of it, so I can when I go to law school, I kind of more of a
Fucking
humane activist. You guys are fucking. We have annoying ass neighbors always come in here and do fucking puzzles, and then minoring in global poverty, which is like I guess a minor where you basically go out. To get your minor, you have to do like 240 hours of community service, like wherever you choose. So it's like that's a good way to find organizations, just reach out to your community. So.
Like we already have to do community service hours for CASA. Right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And like scholarships and shit. But yeah. Anything else?
What else would
What help?
first semester seniors?
I'm trying to think like, what do I want? What did I want someone to tell me when I was a senior?
Especially when applying to UCs.
Yeah. Probably like. Don't take advice from anyone, but like don't let someone tell you how to like. I mean, the personal essays aspect, like. Don't try to like mirror someone or like make it like other people's, because the point of that is to share your own story and be like creative and unique. Like I'm a writer, so like this was like one of my best work, and then like from this like you can copy and paste it to like other
so many
scholarships. So like really try in your
They come helpful.
yeah.
Cause look, I have a copy of like scholarship shits, and these are all my personal statements, just copy and paste
Yeah.
elsewhere. Oh, I didn't really.
But
show
you
them.
have to like make it so that it answers the question.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, and
and you have to be vulnerable. Like you have
right,
to. Like,
you have to be able to.
You have to share something that is gonna make you stand out, cause they're gonna get a lot of applications, like a lot, and you have to make it so it seems that yours stands out. Like yours is like fuck, like this person's different.
But don't trip. I mean, if you feel like your story isn't good enough and you don't get in, that's not the case. You know, it's.
And everybody has a story.
Yeah.
Everybody, like there can't be someone that just doesn't go through something.
Right, we're all going through. We all have a burden on our back, and it's. I know for me, when I was writing these personal statements, I was kind of, not embarrassed, but I was vulnerable because of the things I put in there. So I didn't really show much people. So it's like I didn't really have much guidance in the sense that was it really structured? So it was kind of more of a free write that answered the prompt. And obviously, I wouldn't say I'm a bad writer, so I knew what I was doing. And it's like, I'm not going to advise you not to get any help, but it's, if you feel if help is going to change the essay completely, like, you know how people put their input and, like, they change the whole, like...
Yeah,
don't let that happen. If you really want to hit a certain point, hit that point, even if, you know, it should make sense because you kind of thought of it for a reason. I guess it's my best reasoning, but just write what you want and then just let people go off what you want to say. My biggest advice, don't let anyone infringe on what you're thinking. And yeah, just have fun. First semester senior year, second semester senior year are so much fun. Yeah, you're gonna have a shit ton of homework.
I wish a college freshman would have spoken to me as a high school freshman. Like, you really have to plan out your years in high school. You know? Because, like, in my high school, like, people were like, I'm not even going to apply. I never did extracurricular. I never did a lot of volunteer work because I didn't. Because they didn't know that at the end that was going to come up. So that would be blank, you know?
Yeah, that's big. Extracurriculars and
like
important ones.
Like in the UCs, like it asked for like community service hours, leadership roles, extracurricular, like all that shit for me was filled, you know? Mm-hmm. And for others, it was all blank.
Yeah, same. And it's
so.
But for me, it happened it didn't happen because I forced it. Because people force that. People force community service just for the resume. If you know what I'm saying, like.
So I was competitive. So I remember my freshman year there was a 300-hour senior. And he got like an award, and I was like, "Fuck that! I want a 400." So, but I didn't even realize that to me was gonna come in clutch at the end when applying to college.
Yeah, same. Like so for me, since we're Catholic schools, we're part of the Archdiocese of LA, and that's a really big archdiocese, really well funded, and my school is a part of it. So I got the community service award for all my school. So then Archbishop, I had a mass, and I was like, "Fuck!" So like that was a big hit on my personal statements. You know, like, "Oh fuck, have you ever had a mass with Archbishop?" You know. Fucking blessed by the Pope himself because you did all this community service. So it was just things like those that I didn't really do it for the resume, but it just kind of popped up, you know?
Yeah.
So just do that. Obviously, once you do community service, you'll find a more humane touch in your own self. You'll find like other people need help more than you do in a non-selfish way. So just thrive.
Yeah.
And be you. And even if, because like at this point, you can't really tell them to go out and do community service, you know? It's fucking first semester. And it's just due in November. You can tell them.
Oh shit.
They still have time in September. You can still put a couple things on your resume, but don't trip too much. Like, fuck, I didn't do shit. You know, like I'm about to get rejected in every school I apply to. Go out there right now and just do it for yourself, and you'll find the right school.
Yeah. Cause like today we heard a lot of stories. Like. And. Stuff that's like you never would have thought Berkeley would have accepted someone that was going through
all that.
I'm trying not to like
say
shit. But yeah, you'll be surprised. Just take a chance, like, and if not, at least you'll have the satisfaction of saying, "Okay, I did it," instead of, "Oh, I should have done it."
Right.
Yeah.
We're all different. I mean, him and I are fucking parallel. He's dark as fuck. I'm super pale.
Yeah.
You know, he was ASB president. I was just leader. I was just captain of the Montreal team. So it was just two different worlds, you know.
Yeah.
And he was very. Like you think of like a jock, not a jock, but you think of like this very cutthroat person in high school in a movie. That's him. But a different situation because of the community he was born in. But like.
Go Mustangs.
Dude, these fucking neighbors.
These neighbors.
Oh my god, they're fucking.
They're whipped.
They really are
Fucking whipped. You
whipped.
see, if you're a dope ass, cool ass neighbor, like, they're gonna like be knocking.
Yeah, they're really
all the
cut,
time.
bro. They probably want like our knowledge.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Low key, they're probably bored without us. They're like, fuck.
Fuck. And they have 3. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, there's 3.
Hey, go fucking read a book.
Go fucking do a puzzle.
Yeah, fuck.
Buy another puzzle. Yeah, no. I wasn't like a jog. I was just involved. I was like very vocal. Yeah. I wasn't the most popular kid. You know.
He was my fucking. He was. He was HB president.
But okay. Alright.
It's all good though, cause now we're here. Fuck.
Yeah, and like you get to reinvent yourself, and that's like the dopest shit ever. Just cause like I go to shit and it's like I don't have to plan anything, I don't have to do anything, you know. But then one way or another, senior year we're probably gonna be with so much stress and having so much on our shoulders.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to take it one step at a time. I'm not trying to think about that right now. It's just stress. Pretend I'm not stressed. I'm not gonna stress myself.
No, I like thinking about it, cause if I don't think about it, I'm never gonna get to it. So it's
Yeah.
like always be on the game.
Yeah, but I can't really know I'm gonna be doing senior year though.
Yes, you can. Fucking Melissa has all her classes planned, cause you know how she's double majoring and minoring.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't have a 4-year planner.
No.
Go talk to a EOP counselor. It's not uncommon. I have one too. It's in my.
Alright, this shit's over. Bye.
No. I mean, that's really important to have because you really want to balance your schedule and have electives and fucking do your units because you don't want to stress yourself out. We're taking 16 units as first semester freshman. That's a lot. He's taking 17. So it's just balance yourself out and he's already tripping out. You see how anxious he gets? That's the ambition you wanted to have. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm fucking starving.
Oh. But yes.
Today we went to a retreat with Casa. So, open the door for your friend.
Who did that?
The neighbors.
Dude,
They're whipped.
dude, I fucking hate the neighbors. Honestly, dog. What's wrong with them?
No more granola bars.
Fuck.
Get water.
Oh fuck, we need to buy water.
What do you mean buy water?
I'll buy you water.
Alright.
Cause I drink a shit ton of his water.
I entered with like 6 cases of water. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like good for the whole semester. I'm gonna be like, yeah. And this fucker went through my closet, got my water.
I'm a thirsty guy.
I don't want to say a name, but let's not go there.
Fuck. Fucking dragging. Girls are trash here at Berkeley. Okay. Now, to get like less serious, just kind of alleviates. If you're still, it's fucking what? 48 minutes? If they're still here, they probably want to know about Berkeley, so they're really intrigued. So if you're still watching this, so the social life, relationship life here, there's a lot of girls, but a lot of girls that are in cliques, and you'll never talk to them in your life. People think like big school, like, oh, I'll find the love of my life. Like walking around campus one day, and we'll see each other, we'll just like love each other. No.
I found a love in my life.
That's actually true though. That actually, yeah. I mean, yeah, it has happened to me. I guess I'm a little mad. But girls are trash. They talk about Berkeley goggles, which Berkeley goggles is where girls have like certain like filters, you know, like master narratives of guys, because every guy here is ugly because they're either Asian, and I'm not like knocking Asians. It's just that like, I don't know. That's what girls say. It's not my thing, and it's either Asians or just really ugly dudes. So Berkeley goggles is ugly dude becomes semi-attractive, and like I guess an average dude becomes like the hottest dude on campus. So it's like Berkeley goggles is real for girls. I'm fucking upset. I'm actually triggered. How dare they?
Yeah.
We're fucking kings. Wanting to thrive.
I have no comment right now.
I think that's good though. Watch one day, senior year, we're gonna have like our own podcast studio.
It's gonna be like Berkeley funded.
You hear that shit? Carol Chris?
Carol Christ. It's gonna be in your fucking mansion, Carol.
Your fucking basement, Carol.
Carol!
Oh fuck! They're gonna fucking spell us, bro.
We get an email from Carol.
Carol fucking Christ.
Carol Chris.
I find I in your last name. I think it's pronounced Christ, but I feel like for political reasons she says it Chris. It's legit spelled Carol Christ.
I wanna get in her fucking mansion.
Where's the mansion at?
I don't know.
24-hour challenge? You see those YouTube videos where they stay overnight, like at Toys R Us?
Mm-hmm.
At their mansion? He mentioned like the
24-hour challenge, People's Park.
FBF. John's house.
John's office.
It's so fucking little. He walks. It could be like 8 in the morning. He's coming in, where do we hide? Under his desk? He fucking kicks us. He's like, fuck. That'd be lit though, honestly. We make a podcast club where we have like recruitments and be like, we'll have auditions where they have like the best idea.
No, we have guest speakers. So let's say we get like people from Casa that's like, hey, can you come and tell us how like your time here is going?
And we'll be like the host. We'll be like a radio show.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! It's just dialogue between
Yeah.
us, and it'll be like Berkeley funded.
Yeah.
Like Berkeley's like one of the little classrooms. We should low-key invest in that. Like actually see like what's good.
Yeah, we'll call it.
This will be our thing, and we'll get into us like that. But close your mouth, bitch.
We'll call it also. But like something cooler.
Also talks. No.
Also roars. Oh no, because you can't roll your R's. We can't call it that.
Also roars.
Also roars.
Also.
I low-key have so much homework to do.
Fuck. Welcome to Berkeley. Well, anyways, yeah, low-key I'll be done though. That'd be super done if we actually like. We don't have to like pop. We just have a series of videos where it's just guest speakers from different like professions or aspiring professions. Like if we get fucking Melissa that wants to do everything in the world. The fuck are you looking at? Is that a spider?
I think so.
Where? That's not a fucking spider, bitch.
It is.
That's not a fucking spider.
What is it?
I don't know.
We need to clean our room.
Room tour? Not yet. They're not ready.
You're not ready. They're not ready.
They're not ready. That'd be dope.
Our room isn't ready.
I remember like someone gave a cool ass idea where it's like we have a Casa YouTube channel where we each do our room tour.
Whoa.
So it's like, oh, you know what we can do? I remember I saw this house tour where it's like different YouTubers living in one house. So it's like, it's one big video, but like, for example, okay, we start with like at the front door, like welcome to Casa, we open the thing, and like you know how there's a billboard or like the social media shit? So then we go and knock on someone's door, and once they open the door, like, oh, hey, what the fuck? Hold up, Ricardo, hold up. That's what the neighbors were calling us.
Open the door for your friend.
Alright, let me finish the idea. We'll finish. Okay.
Oh, that's what she meant.
What'd she say?
Open the door for your friend. I thought they were our friends.
Oh. Okay, so like someone behind the camera, so like they open the door. Outside the door, and then once they open the door, there's like a little link to like another video, and in that video it takes them to specific their room, like, oh, welcome to Manny's and Alex's room, and we'll go more in depth with like a 7-minute video. While the whole video they kind of show like 10 seconds inside the room, and they go out and then go to the next room, like, oh, this is Mitzi and Ileana, and then they kind of show a little bit, and then like there's a link to their video, and their video is like, oh, hi, like this is my TV, blah 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 blah.
All right, I'll do it. I called it.
What do you mean do what?
I'm gonna do the video.
We kind of all have to do it.
That's why, but I'm gonna direct it.
Okay. Who's gonna edit it?
I am.
You are? Okay.
Oh, I'm doing it 5 seconds of every day.
It's too much work, honestly.
So I record 5 seconds. That'll be coming through at the end of the year. Yeah.
You still gotta send me the water challenge shit.
I don't have. Oh, I do. I do have it.
We did a water challenge.
Apply for scholarships.
Yes, sir.
Scholarships are gonna come in clutch.
Do 3 every day.
Yeah.
3 every day at least.
Yeah. No, like low key, apply for the local ones. Those are more
They'll add up.
probable
Yeah.
to get.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot of local ones, and then Berkeley came in clutch with their scholarships.
I didn't get Berkeley scholarships. I wasn't cool enough. Anywho, this is it. Good luck on your college application process. It's scary, even thinking about it. But you guys will be fine.
Yeah, everything will work out. Everything happens for a reason.
Yes, sir.
What?
What? Oh, you saw the because bet?
Oh no.
Oh, you?
Ew.
Anywho, later. It's time to go to sleep.
Good luck, Joe. Good luck, seniors.
Good luck, seniors. Apply for college.